Aloha faithful, how is everybody doing today? Oh, what did I click on? There's extra music going on. Oh, there it is. All right, what's up, everybody? It is Friday. We have finally gotten to the end of the week. Hope everybody had a good week at work. We made some cash. Got to save up money for games that we're going to, like me and TJ here on October 10th. So hope everybody had a good week. We've got TJ and Jamie in the background today. We're going to be talking about what's going on this week with the San Francisco 49ers and doing a little preview show of the team we're playing this weekend. Obviously, the Minnesota Vikings. So right now, we're going to go ahead and get the actual intro started, and then we will be right back with everybody in a few minutes, about a minute and a half, about 2 minutes. Be right back.
They are at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Taylor out to the left side, and Ricky Waters to the right. And a play fake. Young goes deep middle. He's got Jerry Rice. Touchdown 49ers. First touchdown of the game. Comes after only a minute and 24 seconds. 44 yards. Touchdown pass to Rice. He sets another record.
You are now tuned to NFR Weekly News Wrap, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
How's everybody doing?
Hello.
What's cracking, y'all?
Not much, man. You know, it's the end of the week. We finally come to another end of the week. Time to relax a little bit, get ready for this game on Sunday. Yeah. How's your guys' week so far?
Another day, another dollar, brother.
Ooh, you got a raise?
I know, right? Speaking of which, I'll be right back. I forgot my drink.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing because that was the next thing on the list. Jamie, you drinking on anything this week?
I just have a soda right now. That's it.
All right.
I just got off work and I have a busy weekend, so I'm not drinking this weekend. So
Fair enough. We got Christine in the house. How's it going? Thank you for showing up. Go Niners.
Hello.
Right, this week I've got some, Elysian Dragon Stout beer, one of my favorite beers. It's a little bit, a little heavier beer. Obviously, we are not sponsored by any of these people, unless they would like. If Elysian would like to sponsor us, I would drink a couple of their beers every week. TJ, what you got?
Just made a Sprite with a shot of Tito's and a shot of some peach schnapps.
All right, little schnapps.
So I don't know what the hell to call that, except I just bought a 24-pack of Sprite and need to drink them.
Peachy Tito's?
Yeah, peachy Tito's. There you go. And actually,
well,
you know
guys. Oh, go ahead.
I feel it actually goes really, really good together, the Tito's with the peach schnapps. Like Jason was just saying, we're not sponsored by any of these people, but like if they want to, shit, I'll drink Tito's every Friday. If it means we're making a little bit of money from it.
Right? Yeah. If anybody wants to throw any money our way for like drinking stuff, hey, I will drink whatever. There'll be nothing else in this house for as long as that goes. All right. Well, everybody, to whoever is watching and to you guys, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, that's good beer. That is good beer.
2, 3, 4.
All right. Did you get it? Are you good to go, TJ, with all this stuff?
Yeah. No. I was getting something ready for the pregame. I know one of the big things this week is Niners haven't won in Minnesota since '92, and I was like curious because I was like, well, how many games is that, right? Because if it's like 3 games, who cares? I knew it was more than that, but it's 7 games. So I figured that's a fair amount of games for a non.
How many times? Do you know how many times we've played in total? Like home, away,
so
playoff,
7
everything.
on the road. 7 on the road. Let me count. Go back. Y'all continue. I'll go ahead and count. And I'll let y'all know.
Oh, I think that we're just waiting for that part of it now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That is true. I never thought about that. We do struggle playing there sometimes. for the most
Yeah.
most of the time, I guess.
16, not including this
Okay.
weekend. So 9 home,
7-9.
7 and 9, basically.
Yeah. That's almost so we almost get a little closer to pulling this at least since '92. It's
Yeah.
amazing, because we play them decently often, especially lately. It seems like we're playing them at least once a year. Obviously, we're in the same conference, so you think we'd have played them a little bit more than just 16, in 30 some years.
Yeah, 32 years. Yeah, that is kind of it's just so weird now that I'm transitioning from my early to mid 30s to now my late 30s. I mean, shit, I'm gonna be 39 in 6 months. 6 months and
So
6
old.
days. I know, so fucking old.
Them kids.
Somebody at work, it was so funny. I was talking to him about a bar that used to be downtown, and kind of by where the bar we went to, bro.
Mhm.
It wasn't too far away from there, and I was talking to him about that, and they're like, "Oh, bro, I haven't heard about that since I was 15." Da, 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 da. They're like, "Bro, how old are you?" And I was like, 38. They're like, "Oh, you're old as fuck." I was like, "Damn, bro, like y'all vicious." I was like, "Damn."
Trust me, older, it gets worse. Like, because
Yeah.
I'm 46, man. It doesn't get better. It just gets older. But obviously, so as you guys know, we are playing the Vikings this week. Who, they are coming in with a win over the Cardinals to where, for the most part, they dominated the Cardinals. It's the Cardinals.
Giants.
They did not look good at all. Or the Giants, sorry. What was I thinking? What
Yeah.
was I thinking Cardinals?
The Giants.
Was it the Giants? I
Yeah,
thought
it
the
was
Giants
the
played somebody else. Or am I
No.
tripping?
It was the Giants.
Okay.
I know because I watched a little bit of their highlights.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, they kind of dominated the game. So
Yeah.
they're a little full of themselves. Their fans are really full of themselves, thinking they're just gonna, that we are nothing. But I've been reading some of the stuff. They've given us no chance to win. It's like, Sam Darnold's great. I'm like, y'all, it's Sam Darnold. Anybody who's ever watched this show knows my feelings on Sam Darnold. He's trash. Sam Darnold is complete and utter trash. But
I
Sam
was
Darnold will
curious
always
how
be
long.
trash.
I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take Jason tonight to be like, oh, he's trash. Like, how long is that going to? What, 12 minutes and 20 seconds? There you go.
What's up, Steve? And you got to take 5 minutes of that off for the intro.
Yeah, right. There you go. So, like 7 minutes. It took Jason to call him trash.
Look, y'all know my feeling about some fucking Sam Darnold. All right. So let's get into the injury report first thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, finish up with your.
No, it is. Like, I mean, I kind of my mother-in-law is or future mother-in-law is a Vikings fan, and so she's been talking a little bit of shit and everything like that, and I told her, I was like, look, I can understand where it's coming from if my team hadn't won, if a team hadn't won at, since we were playing at Candlestick,
Yeah.
I'd feel a little cocky too, but yeah. Anyway, as we break it down further, we'll see what's up.
All right. So far, what we've got on the injury report, we've got Huff, who probably still will not play, still dealing with a knee injury. But for what I've been hearing with what everybody's reporting is that he's moving pretty good. Now it just comes down to how much, huh?
I'll read your Ricky Pierce talking.
It's just how long do they want to let him go? With as far as completely healing.
Mhm.
And then the one that TJ seems to be liking right now, Ricky Pearsall, still a gangster, still walking around, back to actually working out and conditioning. So I'm gonna guess maybe some light lifting, some little 5-pound weights just to get things moving around, kind of a thing. Probably starting to jog a little bit. D. Winters also questionable with the ankle. There were a few people were saying that there is a slight chance that he could possibly play this week. Probably more of a special teams role if he does.
Mm.
And then obviously Christian McCaffrey, who we are going to get into right now. He is obviously out already for the game on Sunday versus the Vikings. So we are going to get another heavy load from Mr. Mason. And so right now it seems like that it's trending towards him going on IR, which I'm actually okay with because I'm not saying that George George Mason. Why did I keep calling everybody George? Even on my reaction show, I kept calling everybody George. Jordan Mason, he had a good game. We can all agree that. Do you honestly expect that every week, though, out of him?
No.
So, it's like, do I expect him to be good every week? Yes. Do I expect that kind of a performance every week? Probably not. So, what's up, Mr. McNiner? You got it, TJ?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Same old sorry ass Rams. So long.
So
Same old sorry ass Rams. So long.
thank you for showing up, McNiner. So as we're switched over to more than likely CMC, it's being reported going on the IR. We're going to get obviously a heavier dose from Mason and probably a few other running backs who are on the team right now. Like Isaac Garendo, maybe some more Patrick Taylor. I haven't seen whether or not Breida maybe being picked back up to come in. Just it's a short term.
That could be a sneaky little grab for that.
I think
McCaffrey's on the IR if that's what ends up happening. Yeah,
that's my mindset. That's my mindset. Is I have a feeling that I don't think he'll play Sunday, but I have a feeling that indeed if CMC is going to go on short-term IR, the move that will be announced, the corresponding roster move, will be us picking up Matt Breida.
It makes perfectly good sense. He's a plug and play, basically. So as far as what's wrong with him, it's just his Achilles is not getting any better. In fact, from what they were reporting on, is that actually yesterday was the worst it's been since he's been back on it. Who said IR? Lombardi had reported about it. I think
Kyle
also said
apparently,
it.
John Lynch went on KMBR this morning and said that basically the way he phrased things made it sound like that's the way they're kind of leaning. And then I want to say it was Barrows that asked him in today's press conference. I just watched it through one time real quick. I haven't sat down and analyzed the press conference. I believe that it was Barrows who said, who asked if, because in the beginning of the week, Kyle said that they're not thinking about 4 games. And then I believe it was Barrows who basically said, are you guys still not considering IR? And he's like, well, that's something we're going to be talking about over 24 hours. I think it's happening.
Me too.
Which, the only issue I have of it is so you figure if he went on Saturday, so he would miss, let me see. I don't know if they would count Monday.
In charge of the 49ers roster. What's up, Kenny?
He already put it.
Kenny's like, I've already done it.
Actually, so it looks, depending on whether they would count this as 1 week or next week as 1 week.
Sponge?
It looks like, interesting enough, CMC would be, if they put him on IR this week, would be eligible to return either the Cardinals game or the game we're going to, which is official, y'all. We bought our tickets yesterday. Yes,
something like that.
Yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. So Jason and I will be in the house in Shadado. Totally looking forward to that. But so interesting enough, we might get some CMC. Up.
I don't want him back that game. I don't want him back on a short week. Give him the full. I want a full week on that one. That what I mean. Just hold him out that one more.
That the only issue I have of that is, and him going on IR this soon, is I'm curious of why this wasn't done a week ago.
Yeah,
because
just get it started early.
Basically, I think, let's be realistic. The team is considering basically the season starting. That's rough.
That's very bad. Sorry.
If he's played Love and Tua, that's good for him.
But it's the season starting to start that Kansas City game, and that's where I'm starting to. No pun intended. That's where I'm looking at it and saying, hey, whatever it takes to CMC to get ready, because let's be real, I I don't necessarily think that we need CMC to beat Minnesota. We don't need CMC to beat New England. The Yams, I would still love to have them for that game.
Yeah.
You know, that's a little like, look, those games could be a little, it's so funny when you look at these winning streaks, and you kind of forget, you think about it, what is it, like 10 out of the last 11 we've beaten them in the regular season. You just think you tend to forget, each individual game, and a lot of these games were close. I mean, let's not forget, Jimmy had one of his best drives in 2021, week 18. Jimmy has one of his best drives, in 2-minute quarter. Ambry Thomas has his pretty much one useful play of his NFL career. And people seem to forget how close some of these games are, and so we don't need them to be Arizona. We don't need them to be New England, but that Chiefs week, that's where I'm starting to be like, all right, bro, we need to be rocking and rolling by that Chiefs week.
My concern with this is that, but it's also like this injury in particular, soft tissue injuries, any of this that I've learned from listening to the fantasy football and Stefania Bell on there, is these things are very, very finicky, and that's why it's very hard, and that makes me nervous. And I hope that I actually I agree. I want him to go in IR. I think he needs to, because I think he just needs to be shut down for a little bit and not mess up. Because if his Achilles is ruptures, he's done for the season. Obviously, we all know that, and we don't want that. And so this is going to be something we're going to have to really monitor throughout the season, because any kind of tweak, anything could really mess this up. And that's what gives me concern, is that it is a soft tissue injury, and those are always very hard to gauge coming back from, even if you go on IR. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, this is I will say this, at least Mason looks really good. We got some pieces at running back. We got Debo. Ayuk will be coming back, as back too. So we'll be okay. But like you said, once we start getting into midseason, it's gonna be tougher, and hopefully he'll be able to be back. But
that
we'll have
Dallas,
to see.
Kansas City, I think right after we go up to Tampa Bay, which is a little bit of a weird place to play. Green Bay, Buffalo, those type of games.
Should be back by then.
Yeah. And also a little thing to keep in note. I think it was Mayoka who did some research and found out a lot of times, as with Dre Greenlaw, it's not the Achilles that's bothering you that ruptures. It's the opposite Achilles.
Yeah.
And that's a little thing that, because let's be real. The one thing I'll give Kyle credit on, and maybe this could be a negative, is he gets scarred. And let's be real. Seeing Dre Greenlaw just simply hopping up and down on the field, taking a step and immediately crumbling. That's I bet you if you put a gun to Kyle's head and asked him, hey, where do you truly think the Super Bowl turned? I bet you that's what he would say.
Well, I think everybody would say that. That's kind of just the way it was.
I think that they got some scars, and now personally, I think that has to do with more of the turf in Las Vegas and the turf we were practicing on. Bullock's rupturing his Achilles in the Super Bowl. So you mean to tell me we got 2 ruptured Achilles on that turf and it's not the turf? Okay. Our DB coach had Achilles tendonitis. Come on, let's be real, bro. Let's be real.
Okay, so with this going from CMC to Mason, obviously we saw some of it last week with the change in the offense. I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of seeing Debo in the backfield.
We're going to see it.
I know, sadly. But do you think we move more towards a quote-unquote, maybe more I formation, power running? See, obviously Mason is more of a powerful runner than CMC is. So I'd like to see more, you know what I mean, like a straight up just power sets. Even some more two tight end, I formation, you know what I mean? That old, kind of go 1980s, 1970s running, just running these guys to where, we're just running people over, just wearing them down long term rather than keeping up with this. Again, Debo from the backfield just isn't working anymore. Let him do the end arounds, let him do the sweeps, all that kind of stuff. Just
It's
don't let
Kyle
him
overthinks
line up.
it. Yeah. Kyle overthinks it. It gets too cute, and most of the time it doesn't work. There's like the end arounds and the sweeps and stuff. Yeah, let Debo do those. But like, we need Debo as like a wide receiver for Brock. Like, we need him to be out there a little bit more for that. I know he was a lot in the game, but like, we need to leave that, or we need to have that be an option.
I mean,
I don't
think
until Ayuk gets more into game shape and that kind of thing. So.
I mean, I don't need to see Debo in the backfield because we're not as desperate as we were in 2021. I mean, let's take our mindset back to 2021. Obviously, this is pre-CMC trade. Jeff Wilson Jr. was hurt. Pretty much every running back was hurt. BA in the doghouse, and that's what people seem to forget. Is that's around the time that BA was in the doghouse in his second year. So, this is something that that is going to be interesting. Like Jamie and Jason have both said, my concern is, I love me some Jordan Mason, bro. I remember texting y'all, messaging y'all about him in the offseason. Or I'm at camp being like, Mason's the second best running back on this team, bro. Now, it was a question whether Kyle and the coaches would see it, but it was pretty obvious that anybody who went to training camp, like Jordan Mason, was the second best running back on the team.
Yeah, everybody who was reporting from camp was raving about him constantly.
Yeah, and so that's cool, but is that what's best for him being a lead back, week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however long this is because ultimately, keep CMC fresh and everything like that. But I also think one of the things to keeping CMC fresh and healthy this year is having Jordan Mason around.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so the only transaction we've had this week is that we re-signed Chris Hubbard back to the practice squad. I'm pretty sure we told him, you know what, man, don't leave. Stay close. You're probably going to come back right on here. This is going to be our version of Dante Johnson, just from the offensive line at this point. So, welcome back. You know what I mean? I think he might even get called up depending on how things are going with some of the injuries with Banks and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see how that works out. All right. Getting into the Vikings proper, let's start with their coaching staff. Is it me or does Kevin O'Connell have one of the most punchable faces in the NFL? Like nothing. I've got nothing against. I don't necessarily dislike him per se, but there's just something about him where it's just like I just want to hit you in the face. Like he was probably a dick in high school, So it's like I don't know. He might just be the nicest guy in the world, but just every time I see him, I'm just like I want to punch. Like I don't know who I want to punch more, him or Sirianni. Actually, it's Sirianni.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's Sirianni. Now that I say it out loud, it's like it's Sirianni. But so
I mean,
he's 21.
Was he? Did he coach the Vikings last year? I can't remember when that whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the last couple years, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, he's not a dick or he hasn't really talked shit or anything like that. It's just I look at him, I'm just like, I just want to punch him in the face. Like he just looks like he's probably a dick in real life. Look, and this is how you know Sirianni should have never been in question when Spongy is saying.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro. Like when you have a Philly fan saying his face is pretty punchable. I mean, what does that tell you, guys?
Yeah. Then we got their offensive coordinator is Wes Phillips, brother, not to be confused with Wade Phillips. Then their DC Brian Flores, who was the former head coach of the Vikings, and honestly, is probably going to be a head coach again within the next 2 or 3 years. He had a good thing. He took the fall in order for them to get Tua and all that kind of a stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I think he got the bad end of the stick of that whole situation.
Yeah.
And so I think Brian Flores will be once again a head coach in the NFL probably within the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, this is something that I'll have to look out the stats. I don't want to throw incorrect stats out there and everything like that. But I believe Kyle actually struggles against Brian Flores. Because wasn't he the head? Wasn't Brian Flores the head coach in the Brian Allen game in 2020, or was that 21? It was 2020.
I think so. I think it was Flores at that time.
Coach. Yeah, I think he was the head coach and everything, so like that. So I'd be curious to look back on Kyle's production, when versus Brian Flores. That'd be something that I'd be a little curious about.
Real quick, y'all watch the Miami game last night? The Miami and the.
No.
Did you guys see?
I seen the highlights.
I heard about Tua.
I'm just gonna say this: if Tua's family and inner circle do not make that man retire, he needs, and that says a lot. Because TJ, we partied with the family. We know this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, cool people, great people,
great people. Yeah, awesome, dude.
Awesome.
I still can't believe we hung out with all of Tua's family.
I can't believe that I legitly had. I mean, I'm assuming Tua's probably first or second cousins. I don't know, but I legitly had like Tua's cousins hand me a blunt straight with weed from Hawaii in it, bro. Like that's probably one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah. Shout out to Mac and Nalu for knowing each other from Hawaii, and then we got together and just sat there and pre-gamed with them. Why is Tua not wearing a Guardian cap? I don't know. I don't know. Just retire, brother.
The thing about this is that I did see the highlight and everything like that. I understand competitive edge and everything like that, but like I want to say this delicately, because I don't want to say that offend anybody or anything like that. But that was pretty stupid to us, bro. You got to slide into there. Did y'all see who?
Right? I know
him. I don't even say him. Like, let's be real. Tua basically put his head into his chest. That's basically what happened.
That is the two most fragile people in the NFL.
I know. Like
Tua and DeMar Hamlin. I mean, come on.
That was a little talk about irony.
Yeah, it's just like wow.
It's wild, yeah.
It's just like the two most fragile people the NFL would freak out over being injured is Tua and DeMar Hamlin. And to be honest, I seen a lot of people like, oh, look at the hit that Hamlin put on him. Hamlin didn't hit him. Hamlin caught him. Because I think he was expecting
he ran head first into his chest.
Yeah. Like I think Hamlin he knew where the first down was, saw that he was gonna get it, and kind of backed off and expected to kind of him to slide. And then the next thing he was like, oh shit, he's here.
But basically ran his head into his chest.
Yeah. Not even his head, it was the neck and everything else. So but
I was actually more last point, and then we'll move on. I was actually more concerned. Like, did he break his neck, or something? The way his like that and everything like that. I was like, concussion didn't come into my mindset when I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw a gift of it and everything. And concussion, it wasn't until this morning that I found out it was concussion, because like I was like, Brett, did he break his neck? Like just the way his neck
came
went,
when his head bounced off the. Because when he fell, his head bounced off the ground. That's where it was. All right, so we're going to flip into this part, but before we get into that part, we got fairies in the house. What's up, Mr. Huxley? How you doing, brother?
What's up, Tommy?
Hello.
All right, so we've got the offense of the Minnesota Vikings, led by the shitty quarterback himself, Sam Darnold, who, for all the talk that I've seen some of the Vikings fans he went against the lowly Giants. Let's be honest. The Giants are probably, you could argue, a 31st or 30th worst team, because I think the worst team is Carolina right now.
Yeah.
So they're among the bottom two, either two or three. They're not number one when it comes to the worst. Or I guess 31 or 30. You went 19 of 24. You got 208 yards. You didn't even get 210. You barely got over 200. You get two touchdowns. Cool. You also got a pick. Again, against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Justin Jefferson, who obviously I think he'll have a better game just because of who's not playing for them, which we'll talk about here in a second. He had 5 catches for 50 yards, 1 touchdown. And the only person on this offense who I think is worth a damn right now, because again, well, I shouldn't say that because Justin Jefferson, but against us that isn't Justin Jefferson, is Aaron Jones. 14 carries, 94 yards. And he always plays us really damn good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody I'm focusing. You know, when I do my matchup of the game, I tend to try to do individual matchups. So just to give you all a sneak peek, my matchup of the game for the pregame show is Mooney versus Justin Jefferson. You know, that's my matchup of the game. But realistically,
what's up, Miss
Teresa? How you doing? Realistically, my matchup of the game is our run defense versus Aaron Jones. Because if I'm sorry, I know
what's
I've
up,
seen
Darwin? How you doing, brother?
I've seen this team get shredded by Josh Rosen. I was actually at that game.
Yeah.
So I know fluke things happen, but if we make Sam Darnold if we make the Vikings offense one-dimensional, bro, y'all come in here and I'll get like a ladybug tattooed on my forehead or something if they become one-dimensional and freaking Sam Darnold beats us. Like, I'm sorry. Like, which he can do, Justin Jefferson is legit. But if you ask me truly what's the number one, key to victory, I put Justin Jefferson, but really it's Aaron Jones. Because any team that you make one-dimensional is a lot less scary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, if you make Sam Darnold one-dimensional, and he starts panicking, we know how Sam Darnold gets. And for those of you who don't know, there's about 1.5 million quarterbacks who failed out of this league in 1 year that I would take for Sam Darnold. I don't know if we want to go down that one, but y'all know. I can clown on. Yeah, right. In fact, to be honest with you, you see this little guy right here. Y'all should know who that is. That is Big Dick Nick Mullins. I am more scared if Nick Mullins gets in the game than I am Sam Darnold. You know why? Because at least Nick Mullins has one statement game in his career. He may have sucked in every other game, but he has that one Thursday night game against the Raiders. At the very least, he can hold his hat to. Sam Darnold does not have anything close to that in his career.
See, the only thing that makes me nervous about Sam Darnold is he can sling the rock. His arm talent is you saw that even last year in training camp.
Now, he's got a great arm. He's got a great arm.
You know what? Like, truthfully, honestly, and I've heard that, he went up against the Niners once, and like, look, brother, I was at training camp when Sam Darnold went against the ones. It wasn't looking exactly like Hall of Fame. I think Sam Darnold won the backup job more because of how much Trey, I don't want to say sucked, but Trey not showing the proper progression that they wanted to see from Trey more than anything Sam Darnold did.
And I think they want to get rid of that drama by not starting Trey, by having Purdy play over him.
I mean, could you imagine? Now, ultimately, I don't think it would have necessarily mattered because let's be real, except for the fourth quarter of this game, the fourth quarter of the Cincy game and the Baltimore game, I don't think Brock would have had the struggles necessary to start they need to start Trey, kind of situation.
Yeah. But
the potential circus that it could have been, having Trey still on this roster, and Brock having a struggling game. By the time Christmas rolled around, let's be real, he had enough weeks, of MVP level play that I don't think it would have, like, people just would have been, it just would have been retards talking about, bench Brock for Trey. But, hindsight's always 2020. There wasn't an exact. I mean, do we all remember that? Like, there was some question whether Brock would even be ready for Week 1 next year. Last year.
So Jamie,
Yeah.
you're Nick Sorensen. How do you attack this offense? Are you going at Sam Darnold, or are you backing off? And are you going to make him make mistakes, or are you going to wait for him to make mistakes, basically?
Well, I think the thing is you try to pressure Sam Darnold into making mistakes. I think our run defense against the Jets looked better than it did last season, but that is one game, so we don't know for sure. But they did look they had a couple gashes, but like for the most part, they were doing an okay job. But this is a better running back right off the bat, more experienced running back too. So yeah, I think we just try to force Sam Darnold into mistakes and just keep an eye on Jones in the backfield, and then just make sure Mooney has Jefferson for the most part. Just keep it like that. Like that's what I would attempt to do. And then
Oh, sorry.
I just feels like trying to balance it all out, like trying to keep everything good, and then adjusting when they lean on, because they're probably going to lean on one aspect of it, or they'll start being able to get to one aspect of it and then just kind of try to switch like that.
Okay, TJ, here's one for you. So last week, Aaron Rodgers only looked at Mooney Moore twice. He only threw that side of the field twice. Do you think Sam Darnold is brave enough to try and go at him? Or do you think he's going to get this? If we put Mooney on Jefferson one-on-one all night when he follows him or whatever kind of thing, do you think we see a similar kind of pass, to where everything's to the other side of the field? Or do you think Sam Darnold, because Demo kind of challenged him. I don't know if you saw that tweet basically. So Demo kind of challenged Sam. Do you think Sam falls for that and tries to go, or maybe, goes at Demo a little bit more, just forgets the other side of the field? Or are we going to actually try to spread it around?
Let's be real. Without Addison and TJ Hawkins, without Addison and Hawkins, I mean, who do they have? Like, you got to go to Justin Jefferson. You have to. Mm-hmm. And, Jefferson is going to make some plays in this game. Shit, he might go off. You feel me?
I can see him getting 150.
150, a tug on 12 catches, and everything like that. Like, he might. So I don't think it's about whether Sam Darnold
have Mooney on him, because Mooney's our best shot at containing him a little bit. So
I don't think it's going to be whether Sam Darnold wants to or not. And realistically, I don't think he does. Like, he doesn't want to. Like, do you really want to go against the team's best corner? One of the best corners in the league right now? No, you don't. But, I mean, besides Aaron Jones going off, what other chance do they have, bruh?
Yeah.
Like, who else on this field? Like, I don't even know their other receivers. To be like, what's the chance? I think it's going to be necessary.
We have 49ers practice squad great Trent Sherfield and then Jalen Naylor.
Okay, cool.
Interesting.
So Sam Darnold's going to depend on, Trent Sherfield and Nate whatever to beat this secondary. Like, that's who you're throwing the rock to over Justin Jefferson.
Hope your rehab's going good, Corona. All right.
What's up, brother? So Corona, how you doing, baby?
We got Corona in the house. Philly asked him, make sure he's doing well. Hopefully your rehab on that back is going well, David. Corona?
Yeah, backs are no joke, brother.
Let's move to the defense. Their shield wall, as I was calling it. So last week they gave up 270 yards. They got 4 sacks and 1 fumble. The person I think that I'm looking forward is the weak part of our offensive line is obviously the interior. And I put Cardinals in there. Obviously, it was the Giants. So obviously, my bad. I thought it was the Cardinals when I was reading stuff. Harrison Phillips, the big man in the middle of that defensive line. I think he could easily line up over Brendel and give him just be a pain in his ass all day long. We saw Brendel struggle quite a bit during the game last week. So the person I'm looking for out of their entire defense is going to be Harrison Phillips. They got Blake Cushman, Jonathan Greenard. They got Stephon Gilmore, who at this point in his career is kind of like Sherman Light.
Yeah,
That's, you know what I mean?
I
Like
think he's gonna.
he's not
He's
going to win
surviving
on
our
his physical ability.
reputation.
Yeah, you know, and that's where it is. He's obviously not as good as Sherman was at his best, or when Sherman was here. But I think he still has that game knowledge to where he could possibly make a game or two. But like I said, Harrison Phillips in the middle of that defensive line, blowing up, you know, especially Brendel, is where I think is going to be an issue. And hopefully, you know, we can get some help from Pooney. So obviously, Pooney's been playing well since he got here.
Yeah, that's something that you know, I think it's going to be.
Damn, dude.
Oh shit!
Sorry to hear.
So sorry.
Sorry to hear
Sorry
that,
about that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't have any more drink left to toast to your dad, but
man,
cheers, brother.
Yeah, cheers to you and your family, brother.
I got a couple of drops in here.
Yeah.
Rest in faithfulness, bro.
I hope you
sucks.
guys can get it better, man. Okay. So, TJ, you still there?
This is a situation where my bad. It's a situation where I'm a little bit nervous about this D line, you know, especially like you said, Brendel, who we saw struggle. I mean, there was a play that basically like Javon Kinlaw basically almost put him in Purdy's lap, you know, and I think that's going to be a concern all season is Jake Brendel and his knees and you know, some snapping issues. And so this is definitely, you know, they always say, you know, games are won and lost in the trenches. And that's the only thing that makes me nervous about this game is their D line.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so this time, TJ, we'll start with you. How are you attacking this defense?
I mean, see, with CMC being out, that's a little bit of concern. I'm going Kittlecorn. I think that's my player to watch. Hold on, let me look right now. I want to actually get his stats 100% correct.
Okay, well, TJ looks
I want to say,
Yeah, did a couple
right
good
here.
catches last week.
I got it. So, yeah, 3 games, 11 catches, 181 yards in his career versus the Vikings. That's essentially what I'm going to. I don't think we're not putting up a buck 80 running the ball this game. Like, I mean, I think that's a little much to ask this one and everything like that. So yeah, I'm going at some Kittlecorn early and often. I mean, you have to run the ball to keep them honest, to keep their offense off the field, you know, tire out their defense. And I think eventually the hope is I know, you know, they're as with any dome, their crowd is legit, you know, and everything like that, and the skull chant and, you know, everything like that. But I think that, you know,
I low key like
their
that
home
when they
opener.
start the games with it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of think that's pretty cool.
I mean, I think it's cool, and the fact of you know, it's heritage wise. Like, let's be real, there are a lot of Norwegians, you know, in Minnesota and everything like that. And so I think it fits into their heritage and everything like that. I'll take our foghorn any day. You know,
I'm not saying it's the best, but I do think it's pretty damn cool.
But, you know, I mean, I think if we get up on them early, you know, because I think the number one thing, and you said, you know, what's up, Bay
John
Area
Jay
Sports?
coming through with a different name now. Every time I see John Jay, he's got a different thing going on. What's up,
That's
my dude?
why I wasn't like, what's up, John? Because I just saw SF Bay Area Sports. What's cracking, brother? Good to see you. I wonder if that helps out the algorithm. Like, they just think it's different people. But yeah, I think getting up on them early, you know, and kind of taking that crowd out of the game, and it's a noon kickoff on Sunday, you know. Yeah, that's basically my attacking. I'm going to kill.
So are we? Is that going to be 9 our time or? Oh, wait a minute, they're Central, aren't they?
Yeah,
Never
they're
mind.
2 hours.
I
Yeah,
I
they're 2
always
hours.
forget about the whole Central thing, man. I that always be throwing me off.
Like, that's the one thing that used to irritate me when we play in St. Louis. You know,
Yeah,
is that they still keep it at a. They still keep it at a. I hate the fact that the NFL is so based off of the East Coast.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. Because realistically, I mean, yeah, we got a fan base all over the country, but let's be real. If you're a Niners fan living on the East Coast, you're watching this game no matter what the hell time it starts. You know, if you're a Niner fan. So let's be real. How many people on the East Coast that aren't, you know, when you would say aren't fans of the team, right? You know, of either team, because the fans of the team are going to watch it no matter what. How many people are really turning on Niners Vikings on the East Coast and aren't Niner fans, bro? You know?
Yeah, they're probably looking for somebody another game on that's an East Coast team.
Yeah. So, Jamie, how would you attack the offense or their defense?
I agree a lot with what you said. I think we definitely making sure that D line is as contained as it can be. And I think we, like you said, we got to get up on them early, because if we get up on them early enough, we'll be able to sprinkle in the run game a little bit more, and so that would be helpful. So I think that is a major thing. Is we got to get out and we got to be on it like early as we can. That would be my thing.
And let's not forget, Brock was slinging the rock until he got concussed.
Yeah.
Brock was slinging that rock last year in Minnesota until he ended up what we come to find out in the fourth quarter got concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next one because I know we're pushing up against time here a little bit. All right, so we got fantasy football. The only two on the Vikings I could actually see scoring a whole lot of points, honestly, Darnold and Jefferson. I could see them just going off just because they're going to need to. For whatever reason, I didn't put Aaron Jones in here. I'm not sure why. I could see our defense actually scoring more than 7 fantasy points for the most part. Again, Purdy maybe down a little bit because we get up and we're going to be running Mason, maybe some Guerrero.
Yeah, I'd like
the BA points. I don't know about the 14 points for BA.
More than Debo.
Like I said, and this comes off I pulled these straight off the sleeper app, so it's not like I was just pulling these numbers out of my ass.
I'm not.
I thought that was kind of weird.
I'm not starting BA, and like you and I said on Tuesday, Jason. You know, BA, give it another week or two, and BA makes that catch in the end zone that he drops. Like you know, this is but I'm not fully trusting the BAs, you know, back until I start to see some BA-ness, you know, some BA that the reason why we're paying them, you know, $30 million a year and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not adding him to any type of fantasy team until I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely a game that let me ask y'all this. They don't beat us if we don't beat ourselves, right?
Yes. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to say, like, we play a killing game of football. Honestly, let's be real. Only team, and unfortunately, you know, we've seen that. I think that when Niners play clean 49er football, only team I think has beaten us is probably Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say if you go by just looking at stuff like the Cowboys, and I only say that is because, you know, most people see them as a high-level team. I don't. Yeah. They're going to choke. But, you know, there's a lot of people who are Cowboy believers across the country for the most part. Oh, this is going to be finally their year, you know, whatever.
30-some years later.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's just like we know they choke. But there's going to be people who I can see people saying that, you know, the Cowboys, you know, could beat us no matter what kind of a scene.
Bro, you're smoking rocks. We play a game of football. Y'all ain't beating us, bro.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. I will say this about Philly. The only reason why I could see Philly is because there's enough people on that team that want revenge. Yeah. Not necessarily, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I can see that aspect of it. still think we're in their heads though.
Yeah, I'm, and this is not me trying to talk shit or anything like that, but like, because what were one of the first things out of our mouth last year when we beat Philly? After I did, sing Eagles cry and all that, what were one of the first things out of both of our mouths? This ain't the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the first thing out of
So did we.
Yeah, okay. So did we.
So did we.
Anyway, so I see that and everything like that. And I mean, let's be real. Like, we snatched. I've never seen a team, like break a team like that. The closest I could see to seeing something like we did to Philadelphia last year is what the Seahawks did to us on Thanksgiving in 2014.
Yeah. And it wasn't
that's
so
about
much
the
that we
closest
beat them.
that I saw.
Like you said, we broke their spirit.
Yeah,
You know
we snatched their soul.
Whatever they had left, we took the chain and went home with your chain.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Again, Spongy, that's not shit talk. That's just what happened. Whatever fight that Eagles team had left in them, we took it out. And that's just
What does Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got a okay. Well, what does Mike Tyson say?
Okay.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. They always say best way to beat a bully is to punch him in his mouth, right? But they never tell you what to do if the bully punches back. The idea of that saying is if you punch a bully in the mouth, he's gonna fold. But they never tell you, like, okay, well, what if the bully doesn't fold? And that's what happened.
Sometimes the bully is just a bully.
Yeah, sometimes a bully is just a bully.
All right, so going into some of the betting. So right now, we've got the over-under at 46.5 points, which to me is kind of weird because I see us scoring 30-ish points in this one again.
Wow.
So
Jason's throwing me off with these score predictions at the beginning of the year, bro.
So okay. So if we score 35 points, which I think is reasonable, with how, do you really want them to score 10? Like, I don't see them scoring on this deal unless you get like some trash points like we did against the
Giants.
Against the Jets. I'm almost going under this one only because I don't trust the Vikings.
Yeah, I got my final score. Y'all got to tune in on Sunday to find out. But I'm gonna take the under on this. I got 39 points total.
Jamie?
Yeah, so over under.
Yeah, I think under. It just seems a little bit high. I don't know. Like I think I agree with T. I think it's going to be 39, 38, something like that. Because we're going to score the majority of it, and then I just can't see them scoring over like.
Is that cat safe from Springfield?
She's fine. She's just being annoying right now. Sorry.
I don't know if you got the joke on that one.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see them scoring over like
15.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird game, a little bit.
I got like Jefferson gets a touchdown and they kick 3 field goals just simply because
something like that. Yeah, like that's what I think it's gonna be.
60-yard field goal.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Can we all agree that the Niners are going to cover the spread? If you have money to put on the spread, just put money on it right now.
Yeah. The Niners are covering a 5-point spread.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Justin Jefferson over under 80 yards receiving. I'm taking the over on this just because I think they're going to have to throw. And with Madison not playing, they've got nothing else to throw to.
Yeah. Okay. Or Hawkins, yeah.
All right. BA over under 3.5 receptions. I'm going over. He got 3 last week.
I think he'll look better this game. I think he will look a little bit better this game. And I think he'll get like maybe 4 or 5.
I wouldn't touch that one. I don't like it because I would put him at 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little like, do I want to go 1 reception more? And I wouldn't touch that one.
And here's one I would definitely throw money on. Darnold over half a pick, 0.5 picks.
Yeah, like shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money, bro. I'll bet Sam Darnold throws a pick. No,
right.
team that leads the league in interceptions over the last 2 years. If the pressure starts to get to him, we start to get up ahead a little bit and everything. Yeah, Sam Darnold's throwing to pick this game.
Yeah.
He goes at one of the times. If let's just say he targets Jefferson 13 times. I can see Charvarius Ward snatching one of those.
Getting in there sometime, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Debo over under 52 yards receiving. I'm going to say under simply because I think we're going to go back to the whole wide back thing. That's just what Kyle seems to like to do. And I can see him going back to, just using him out of the backfield again.
I'm going to go over. Even though I'm more of a Kittle corn man this game and everything like that. I'm going to go over because I could definitely see us bringing back the Jimmy pass. Let's be real. The only reason it's a pass is because it's forward and not backwards. But, it's essentially a pass or it's essentially a run play, but it's going forward. So they're going to call it a pass.
Then he breaks it for like 60 yards.
Yeah, and breaks 18 million tackles. And, I will say this. Probably just straight up one of the most electrifying people, breaking tackles and everything. I've probably seen, Barry Sanders and everything like that. Debo's up there, bro. With the Rock. Debo's up there, bro.
Electrifying man in sports entertainment.
The Rock. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment. But Debo's up there, bro, because I'll put it to you this way. And this is why I do think this is a game that will be I think our buttholes will be pretty clinched first half, but I think we're gonna you're gonna start to see us rock and roll more in the second half, just because after tackling Debo, after tackling CMC, after tackling Kittle Corn, I would not be surprised if Juice gets involved a little bit. Just the physicality of our football team. You're not going to want that smoke by the third and fourth quarter,
All right, and now to go to the final slide and segment of the night, and TJ's personal new favorite one.
Yeah, I like this one.
Fans, some of the famous fans for the Vikings. Purple rain. Obviously, Prince. I mean, let's be honest. Even though Prince wasn't quite born when the Vikings came around, they based the pick on Prince. Or excuse me,
they based the
purple came from Prince. Yeah. So obviously he's probably going to be the biggest name.
I thought it was because they've been choking for 50 years.
Could be that too. Then we also got Chris Jericho has made the list. Former WWE star, now over at AEW with the Learning Tree. Surprisingly enough, Jamie has disappeared. Not sure where she
I
went.
think she had a cat
situation.
Oh,
her cat. Okay, I didn't see it.
She won't be.
I saw. You disappeared, but I didn't look down to see.
She bumped him out. My bad.
So we got Chris Jericho. Surprisingly, another wrestler that didn't make the list, which I'm kind of surprised of, like me and TJ talked about earlier, was Jesse the Body Ventura, who was governor of Minnesota for like 9,000 years. And the only thing I can think of was that maybe he didn't like football, but I thought even as a governor of a state, you were kind of obligated to cheer for that team just because. Also, another person big on there is "You've Got What I Need" and some Biz Markie. Did not know he was a big Minnesota fan.
He say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need.
Then we've got Hafthor Julius Bjornsson. A lot of you guys,
no idea who that is.
If you've watched Game of Thrones, he was the original Mountain in that show. Okay. I was like, I didn't think TJ had watched Game of Thrones. No. He's also known, probably not as well, but he's also one of the world's strongest men. He competes in that competition all the time. He's won it quite a few times. So If that man ever decided to play football, watch out. Because I mean, and I know there's a different kind of strengths and power.
Mm.
But if you ever watch this man in watch some of the world's strongest man competition, this dude is just he's him. He's Jordan when it comes to powerlifting and all that kind of shit. He's that damn strong. Like he tried to put that helmet on and his face just looked like this. And that was the biggest helmet that they got. And by the way, this man is like 6'9". He weighs like 450 pounds of just pure muscle. His wife is probably 5'1" and $120.
It's just always. I've always thought those big buff guys with the tiny little it just looks so funny.
I've never seen it to the extreme with him and his wife. I'm a big world strongman kind of guy, so I watch all that kind of stuff. And to see him and his wife, and I'm just like, that is a tiny woman.
Well, let's be real. She probably looks tinier next to him too.
Well, exactly. But I'm just saying she is tiny. And then, last but not
Louis
least,
Anderson.
one of the greatest comedians of all time, Louis Anderson. Rest in peace. Died a few years ago and everything, but he was also another big old fan of the Vikings. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. That is our show for this week. Final thoughts, Jamie, going into the weekend?
Ads.
Oh,
let me
ads.
think.
Let me put the ads in before TJ wrings my neck because I always forget them.
Got you.
Oh, why is it on? Okay. TJ switched it.
Yeah, my bad. Hold on, I got it. I got it, bro.
Okay, I had to switch and look for it.
Let's see. Okay, let's
Today's
right back.
episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at NinerFaithfulRadio.us/tip jar.
Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 4 apparel is finally here. To see this year's designs and also save 20% off of Season 1 through 3 designs, go to NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop.
Get all the highlights from all the Niners press conferences every Saturday on Niner Faithful Radio Presser Review.
Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X.
All right. Appreciate all our sponsors as always. I'll try to re-record some of that audio eventually, and we'll try to have everything at the same level, and maybe I won't sound so damn depressed.
It's not even. It's the fact that you just start yelling halfway through it.
Let's go. Anyway, if you want to send TJ to audio engineering school, make sure to support one of our sponsors and everything like that, especially Seat Giant, where Jason and I totally got our tickets for this game.
For sure.
Yeah, that's totally where we went. We went to seatgiant.com and used the promo code Niner Faithful Radio. Yeah. Okay. So, Jamie, final thoughts.
Nothing. I mean, it should be a good game. Should be a fun game. Be interesting. Got some former 49ers with Darnold on the squad, so it should be an interesting and fun game. And yeah, I got the Niners as always. So.
Yeah. This is one where, on paper, we should win this, but looking back, I'm pretty sure there were some years that we played in Minnesota since 92 that we definitely should have been, the Niners should have this, I'm thinking back, one of my probably, I shouldn't say earliest, but one of my, if you ask me to close my eyes and think of Niners Vikings, really the game that always pops into my head, because I remember this so vividly, was the game that Brett Favre threw a touchdown with, what was it, 2 seconds left or whatever like that to beat us. I think it was in like 09. Yeah, it was 09 because my big mama was pregnant with my daughter. Yeah, so in 2009, he beat us on the last second. So this is a game. Let's be real, fluky shit happens in that stadium, period. You know, in Minneapolis, Miracle, you know, we all know the things that have happened in that stadium. So fluky shit definitely could happen, but I would say that I'm going to put it more on us than Minnesota. Like, I think Minnesota plays their best ball game unless we don't. Like, Minnesota could play their hearts out, say we gave it 10,000% effort, and the Niners probably should still walk out with a dub this week.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be talking more about what the Niners didn't do than what Minnesota did if the Niners lose this game, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think this is one of the definition of a quote-unquote trap game, simply because this is a team we definitely should be beating. Yeah, that's all I've got. Then tomorrow we've got Jamie doing the presser coverage, which you said you were doing a little bit earlier because of work, right?
Yeah, I'll probably, my best guess, I'll probably do it around 12 or 1, somewhere around
I'll
there.
make sure to have everything up.
Yeah, that's my estimate. Yeah, I have work later in the evening, so I have to get it done early. So I will be doing that. Any news that pops up tomorrow for whatever reason, if anything happens, I'll include it in the show, or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, should probably have a CMC transaction happening tomorrow if it's going to happen.
More than likely, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I shouldn't say hopefully, but more than likely.
More than
All right,
likely.
and then, like I said, on Sunday, we will definitely have our TJ with the pregame, me with the halftime, and then Jamie doing the postgame show.
Yep.
All right,
All right,
so then,
everybody.
we'll see everybody Sunday.
Sunday.
All right, y'all.
Later.
Bye.
All right, faithful, thank you for showing up to another Friday for the Weekend Review Show. Again, like I said, make sure you show up for tomorrow for Jamie and her presser coverage, and then all day Sunday as we cover the Niners versus the Vikings game. And to everybody, salud, Bafatai Talava, one love, chat, love you, deuces.